Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome to your media class on this virtual Wednesday, which is October 7th. Our lesson for today is Who Are You Online? You're going to follow along in this screencast, and then at the end, you are going to have a Google Doc that is posted in Classroom for you to complete for your grade for today. The essential question is, what are the benefits and drawbacks of presenting yourself in different ways online? There's 3 learning objectives that we're going to focus on today. The first learning objective is reflect on reasons why people might create fake social media accounts. The second objective is identify the possible results of posting from a fake social media account. And the third objective is to debate the benefits and drawbacks of posting from multiple accounts. We're not going to get into too much debate today because it's just a screencast lesson, but we will be talking about that Thursday and Friday in class. So for those of you that are not familiar with the term Finsta, a Finsta is a fake Instagram account used for posting to a specific group of people or to post anonymously. I know in speaking with KCS students last year, that this is something that's pretty popular amongst students on Instagram. Sometimes people create fake accounts just to share memes with people. Sometimes people create multiple accounts so they can be friends with people in a group setting. So they'll make group accounts with other people. Sometimes people have just an account for their family and friends, but it's a pretty common occurrence to have multiple Instagram accounts. This one we're talking about, though, is for people to post anonymously. So anonymously is without anyone knowing who you are. So your name and your identity are not attached to this. For our class today, you're going to learn the term an affinity group. It's a group of people linked by a common interest or purpose. So say, for example, you have a bunch of people that you know online that really like cats. You have an affinity group with the people who like cats. Or maybe you know a bunch of people online that really play one specific video game. That is your affinity group, these gamers. Or maybe you are friends with people online who really like skateboarding tricks. That is an affinity group. So to curate, guys, it's a verb. It's to select, organize, and look after a collection. So when we think about people's social media profiles and their digital footprint, most people curate very carefully what they post, meaning they're trying to craft and select and organize what they post to portray an image about themselves. So that's where the word curate comes from. So there's 3 examples here. We have an example of Brian, we have an example of Jolie, and we have an example of Michaela. So we're going to go to the first example about Brian. Brian is a big basketball fan, and he uses a Finsta. The handle is bballhooper1 to post about his favorite team. He posts comments about the team's games and gets into debates with other fans. He sometimes calls people stupid or bandwagon if they disagree. So what is the reason why Brian has this Finsta? It's so he can talk about his favorite team without people knowing who he is. And it might be that he likes to call people names without people knowing who he is. So what could be one of the results of Brian having this fake Instagram? Well, maybe there are no negative results. Maybe he just posts and it's no big deal. Or maybe he gets into arguments with people online. We don't know. The next example is Jolie. Jolie likes to keep her real profile carefully curated. Now remember, curated is the word that we just looked at before. Curated means to select and organize what you post on your social media carefully to portray an image. So she carefully curates because her parents and family can see it. She uses a Finsta for other posts, like videos she posts of herself trying to learn a popular song on the piano and making lots of funny mistakes. She shares the video with 2 close friends. So Jolie's Finsta, guys, is just shared with 2 people. It's a small group. So what's her reason? Probably because she doesn't want to embarrass herself with these funny things, and she keeps her other account for family and friends because she wants them to feel a certain way about her or to think a certain way about her. And now we have Michaela. Michaela loves playing the online game Overseen, where players use avatars. She uses a Finsta to post pictures of her gameplay and comment on other players. She sometimes uses her Finsta to respond to people who've commented on her profile page. So what's the reason why Michaela uses a Finsta? It's so she can talk to strangers anonymously. What's the result of that? Well, we're not sure. There could possibly be some negative results of that. Maybe a stranger tries to contact Michaela. Maybe somebody says inappropriate things to her. We don't know. Let's watch this video and we'll see why some people have Finsta accounts.
I think there's a lot of promoting like self-love and positivity, but sometimes that can turn into more of just boasting or showing off.
You go on social media and everyone's posed and thin and pretty, and it's something that definitely gets to you. You're behind your screen, it's not you, so I don't want to post anything that's like too goofy or, you know, sort of vulnerable to who I am.
So when you're online, you have this perfect, unrealistic image of yourself. I think that a lot of the pressure of being a teenager, regardless of who you are, is putting an image out there of yourself that societally is more accepted and more well received.
People started making spam accounts or second accounts or Finstas. They didn't have to think about the quality of the pictures or the lighting or how much editing had been done to that photo.
I wouldn't say it's a bad thing, but it's definitely something that's a part of social media, and it's just going to keep growing.
I think there is a lot of pressure to present a version of yourself that's close to perfect. I would say most of that pressure comes from myself and me wanting to look a certain way and present myself a certain way.
You're able to pick and choose what people see. But if you are constantly displaying yourself as always happy, it can create a lot of anxiety and depression, just a lot of stress coming from, okay, how am I going to display myself online and how am I going to display my online self in the real world?
There are definitely photos where I've put filters on it or edited in some way where I look skinnier or prettier or have less freckles or whatever it is. You have all these opportunities to tell people about who you are, and people tend to edit that because they want to be liked. I tend to edit that because I want to be liked.
I do like being on social media because I like to express myself in different ways that people don't see me in person.
I spend a lot of time being really careful about what I post on my main account, mostly because there's people that I don't know that well. My spam account, however, is just a bunch of really terrible pictures of me with very weird captions.
It's not just spam account and your regular account. Some people have accounts for cats for different colors.
Fences are more fun for me, I think, because you can just post really funny, weird things or repost memes, even share your opinion on certain current events that maybe you wouldn't feel comfortable sharing with everyone that's following your main account.
A spam page allows you to express your thoughts, and I think it is really important you get to express yourself. People get to see who you really are.
Okay, guys, so from that video, you should have been able to see some reasons that people create social media accounts, some results of having those social media accounts. And you're going to see, guys, that there's positive and negative to this. Positive reasons for creating these Finstas, negative reasons for creating these Finstas. Positive reasons, positive results for these accounts, negative results for these accounts. So this is really what I'm going to be asking you guys. Is it worth it to have and use a fake social media account? Why or why not? This is the document that is actually going to be your classwork for today. It's posted in Classroom. I've made a copy for each one of you, so you'll be able to type directly in it. You're going to take a stand. And the question is it worth it to have and use fake social media accounts like Finstas, like we're talking about? Why or why not? Support your answer with specific examples. So you're going to give your opinion, whether you think it's a good idea or a bad idea, and then you're going to support your answer with reasons or examples. It could be something that has happened to you personally. It could be something that happened to somebody you know, Or if you want, you could go back and rewatch the video and you could use an example from the video. After you're finished, you're going to turn this in and that's going to be your classwork grade for today. All right, boys and girls, have a great day. Thank you.